Hi, it's Art Buzz with me, Rebecca Caraveo, and I'm so glad you are tuned in to Chuck Leonard's Central Valley Buzz. It's always art in Fresno. We've got such a great downtown arts center, as well as here in the Tower District. So if you feel like walking around on a beautiful day, we've got plenty of great things to see, great food, all that kind of stuff here in the Tower District. Today, my guest is Jen Franklin, and she's a member of Spectrum Art Gallery, which is down on 608 East Olive here in the Tower. Welcome to Art Buzz, Jen.
Thank you for having me, Rebecca.
Yeah. Jen has been a photographer, and you kind of are, you do this as a fun thing for yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
And but you do such beautiful work, and you've
Thank you.
just recently opened a studio in the Broadway Studios,
Yes.
which is at Broadway and Tuolumne, behind Cajewel, which is on Fresno, Fulton and Tuolumne. So it's always a fun art hop. There are 22 studios in Broadway Studios, I think I'm about right, which means there are lots of artists, all kinds of art. And Jen's been a photographer for over 10 years. You've belonged to Spectrum now, haven't you?
Well, I've been a member of Spectrum for a little over 2 years, and photography
Oh,
has
okay.
kind of always been in my life. My father and my grandfather were interested in it, so it's definitely been kind of passed down through the
neat.
generations. I grew up in a creative family that appreciated photography as an art form, so
And
I
you-
always kind of dabbled in it.
Ah, fantastic.
I got more serious about it, I'd say, about 7 years ago.
And you shoot with a digital SLR
Yes,
camera.
yeah.
Okay, so did you ever have a foray into black and white film or film in general?
Yes, I did take film photography classes in high school and in college from Steve Zerigian.
Okay.
So I do have a little bit of a background in film, but I would say that digital is what really got me more excited
But
about
you
photography.
actually know how to use your camera. You don't
Yeah.
set it on automatic.
No,
like some people.
no. Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's look at this beautiful, beautiful picture here.
So this is a photograph of Yosemite Valley that I shot one November almost 12 years ago.
Oh my
Some
goodness.
friends
So
and
this is
I-
on film?
No, this is actually digital. This is a 2 megapixel camera, the Nikon Coolpix 950. It's
Oh
about
my
the size
goodness.
of a brick. Some friends and I were up late on a Saturday. We were hyper. We didn't know what to do, so someone said, let's go to Yosemite. Well, that's crazy, but we went in the middle of the night, got there just as the sky was starting to get light, and it was
Oh, my
totally
goodness.
quiet. You could hear the river and the waterfalls, and it was just a beautiful, memorable moment. And that's probably one of my most popular images, actually.
And so it kind of started you off in being a kind of a landscape photographer.
Yeah,
Another
yeah.
lovely image of the ocean.
Yes, this is Moonstone Beach in Cambria. I shot this kind of from an overlook looking down onto the beach during sunset and used a very high shutter speed so I could capture the waves in motion.
Yeah, beautiful. Also, you do a lot of work here in the Tower District.
Yes, I
that
live here in the
features-
Tower District. I work at City College, so I love the neighborhood. This photograph of the Tower Theater marquee and the tower is again another of my more popular images. I shot that one in 2008, I believe, so it's a little older.
And here we start getting into something a little more abstract.
Yes, this is kind of an unusual image when you look at my other work. I went out at night on a foggy night to take photographs, and this one is very symmetrical and it's just
The
very
building
different.
downtown?
It's actually a building in North Fresno, just off the Friant exit on 41.
Oh my goodness, okay. Here's something that's detailed.
Yes, this is a condor wing at the Fresno Zoo. The condor, it was in the morning time and the condor was stretching its wings out, and I just
my
noticed
goodness.
the sun coming into the back
Yeah.
of the feathers, got up real close, fired off a number of shots, and was just thrilled with the detail I was able to
Wow.
capture in that one.
I bet. I love bird pictures.
Yeah.
And here, a beautiful
An orchid, yeah. I think this is an orchid I bought at Save Mart, set up in front of a window in my apartment.
For the light to come through the map.
Yeah, so no fancy lighting, just all homegrown, and used a tripod so I could use a greater depth of field that I wouldn't be able to capture if I did it handheld. So it took a little bit of work to set up, but I like the detail I caught.
I like to, quote Ansel Adams, you have to see the picture. You have to make a picture.
Yeah.
You don't take a picture, you
Yeah,
make a picture. And here is another beautiful.
This is at Badwater in Death Valley. I think I took this at the end of 2010.
Which is all salt.
Yeah, it's all salt. It's a very fascinating place. I highly recommend going to Death Valley in December. I would not go there in the summer. I'm not into the heat.
Now here is your Ansel Adams tribute kind of picture.
Yes, this cluster of boulders was photographed by Ansel Adams over 60 years ago. And I had a general idea of where it was located out behind the Manzanar Monument, which is pretty much the other side of the Sierra Nevada from where we are, just, other side of the mountains.
Right.
So I kind of knew where it was, but not exactly. So my parents and I went out there looking for it, found it. Didn't think we were going to, but we did.
Beautiful.
It was an exciting moment to find that cluster, yeah.
Well, I would love to thank you for being here, Jen Franklin, and sharing your beautiful work with us.
Thank you for having me.
Broadway Studios, Art Hop next month. It's open, it's actually from 5 to about 9 at Broadway Studios at Broadway in Tuolumne. Lots of artists, including Jen and some of our other friends. We will see you next week on Art Buzz. Thank you for being with us.